Hey guys, Jennifer here. I'm just going to do a short video about the podcast, and I have a separate video for the rest of the discussion board just so that I can organize my thoughts a little bit more. First, for the podcast, we're supposed to explain the definitions for spirituality versus the definition for religion. First, I'll start off with religion, and basically what religion is the worldview of different things that are attached to organizations. So we hear the words Christianity and Buddhism and Hindu and Muslim, and we hear those words and we automatically have a belief about them. So that worldly belief, what we know about that religion, is what the religion is. But spirituality is what a person practices on their own. So it might not be in line with religions, or it might not. Someone can claim to be a Christian, and then not all their practices align with the Christian faith. They believe that there's a higher power, so that's their own spirituality, and that's what they believe, which is fine. So the cool thing about this is you can be religious and not be spiritual, and vice versa. So I thought that was really interesting. Okay, the second question is, what is the issue in rural communities with people, with clients who have those religious and spiritual issues? So this is pretty easy. It's the same thing that's always with rural communities, is the resources and the lack of them. This is especially relatable for me because I plan to work where I graduated high school, which is Bunn, North Carolina. It's in Franklin County, which is very rural, and while it is rural, we do have quite the diverse population of students. I think the closest mosque is in Raleigh. I haven't researched that, obviously, so that's just me speaking. But just those resources and not having things close by. So it's scary when we want to send a student to treatment in a spiritual based setting, and that resource is an hour away. And then you have to think about the transportation in rural settings. Sometimes that's an issue as well. And the last question, how important is it for counselors to be able to discuss religion and spirituality, and why? I think that this is an interesting question to ask. In the podcast, it talked about if counselors weren't comfortable, then it was okay to not talk about it. And I do believe that. But for me personally, it's very important for me to be able to talk about these issues. Because I'm going to be in a school setting, and I'm going to be in that rural community that we talked about. There's not a lot of people behind me for support, so I want to be culturally competent, and I want to be able to serve all of those who walk into my door. Culture differences shouldn't discriminate who gets help and who doesn't. So with that being said, I think it's important for me to know about these cultures, because I'm going to understand my clients better. I'm going to understand their values better, and I'm going to understand how they think. And when I understand all of these things, the client-counselor relationship becomes stronger. And that's very important to me, as I'm a client-based counselor, and that is my theoretical basis. And then lastly, it opens up different opportunities for treatment. When we know that our clients rely on their spirituality, if it's a very strong reliance, we may want to seek treatment under that spirituality. And so if we're able to talk about that and see how strong that spiritual relationship is, and see how strong their religious background is, if they really rely on that, it may be best for that client to do a religious or spiritual treatment option. So knowing all that is very important to me. I think that's all for the podcast, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks. Bye.